Hi everyone. Hi. Hello.
Hello.
It's Jane and Belinda, but Belinda is here as an author tonight for our our second Soul Queens segment. And I'm really excited to have this conversation. For anyone who's just seeing this for the first time, Soul Queens is our Book Queen segment where we talk to an author once a month about a book in the self-help, self-development, wellness space. This month we are talking to Belinda about this incredible journal that she's just released, and I tell you, I've just like gone down the rabbit hole with this journal and diving in, and it is absolutely amazing. And it is called Feel Good Now Journal. I've got a proof here. And welcome to Soul Queens,
It's
Belinda.
so nice to be interviewed by you, Jane. And hello, everyone. I'm very, very excited. Yes, so this is the Feel Good Now journal. Those of you who know me, you'll know our little logo here
Mm,
is my three cats and my co-author's pug, Mikey, as well. So, yeah, I'm very excited. It's been a huge passion project of mine,
I know
Jane.
you've put a lot of work into it for a long
Yeah,
time.
been working on it, and
Yeah.
I really got inspired to do it because I know many of the people watching this, and you, Jane,
Mm,
as well. We know the things that we're meant to be doing
mm,
for our mental health and our mental progress or our spiritual growth. We know that we should be doing affirmations. We should be changing negative thinking or having more
mm,
constructive thinking. We should set inspiring goals for ourselves, change
mm,
our habits, express gratitude, set an
mm,
intention for the day, and then sort of check in with ourselves to make sure that we've actually achieved anything.
mm,
For a long time, like I was doing those things, and I know that you're really into those things too,
mm,
Jane, and a lot of our members are too. But I sort of had a journal over there for gratitude, and I had a chart over there for my
mm,
goals, and I had a diary, and then I would do things like, and I know a lot of us struggle with this, is I would do things like I would think, oh, that's a really good affirmation. I'd like to
mm,
practice that affirmation. And I'd do it for 24 hours and then I'd forget about it.
mm,
Um,
mm.
or, I would set a goal, but then I didn't quite have an idea of how to set a goal. I would go, oh, I need to set a big, audacious goal for myself.
Mm,
I
mm,
write it down. And then 1 week later, like nothing was happening with the goal.
mm.
But instead of having stuff everywhere, what if I had a really nice journal
Yeah.
that had where my goals are, my affirmations for the day, what my intentions are, my gratitude, and a way to keep track of
Mm,
actually changing habits that I wanted to change,
mm,
and just make it something really nice to use and something for busy people.
mm,
All
mm.
busy. We haven't really got, I mean, there's that 5 a.m. club, which is a great idea if you can get up
Yes.
at 5 a.m. and spend an hour.
If I wake up at 5 a.m., I know it's the middle of the night. So, it's
So it's really good for like busy people to
mm,
be able to have something that's pleasurable to use,
yeah.
maybe 10, 15 minutes in the morning, check in
Mm.
with yourself in the middle of the day, and then 10 minutes before you go to bed. And, you're on your way to improving your mindset and reaching your goals.
Well, what I love about it, I'm a big journal person. I have been for years and years. And what I love about, sorry if anyone's listening to my dog bark, it's just everyone's suddenly arrived home and Joey's turned into Cujo. Um, what I love about it is, as you say, you've looked at all the different things that you do in your own day-to-day life or generally in personal development, and you've weaved it all together in a book. It really is weighty. Like it actually has so much in it. I'm surprised by how much it's got in it. But also, for anyone who's watching, a little bit of background. One of the reasons why Belinda and I connected so deeply is because we follow a lot of the same teachers, but in particular, Dr. Joe Dispenza. And so we have a shared sort of language that, when we're talking about our own personal development, and we do a lot of the same sort of meditations and everything. So, um, what I think is really incredible about this journal is you have completely and utterly nailed how feeling is
Yeah,
key.
yeah,
And well, talk about that a bit. Talk
yeah.
about
Look,
talk about why it's the feel good journal and why it's so important to feel good.
yeah, because I think a lot of us have understood that our thoughts, well, basically, psychology has told us that our
Mm,
thoughts create our feelings, and
yeah.
then how we think and how we feel, it helps us create a life. Either we're going
Mm,
to create a happy life or we're going to create an unhappy life, and
mm,
we can make our relationships difficult or we can make them happier. But I think that, we both really enjoy listening to Dr. Joe Dispenza, and he really explains neuroscience in a way
mm,
that lay people can understand. And one of the things that he says is quite revolutionary because we think, okay, our brain has a thought, and I know that you're very into this from Tilda,
mm,
and
mm,
Tilda's self-critic, is
mm,
you have the thought, and then the thought creates the feeling.
mm,
But a lot of the time, we haven't actually understood until recently that if you've been thinking a certain way for a very long time, you have actually genetically changed yourself.
mm,
For instance, if you have angry thoughts, say you have an ex that you are angry about,
mm,
you think about them, that they're the first person that you think about in the morning and how much
mm,
you hate them and what they did to you, it creates adrenaline. That thought creates adrenaline in
mm,
your body. So you feel that whatever they did, it's happening to you right now. Maybe you found out they were having an affair, and every time
mm,
you think about it, you have all the feelings again of that day that you found out they were having an
mm,
affair, even though it's not happening. But what happens is that thought creates a chemical
mm,
that goes to your adrenal glands and you
mm,
produce the hormone
mm,
adrenaline, which is
mm.
why you feel angry.
You get a spike
You get a
and you
spike.
become addicted to that spike.
Yeah, exactly, because
Mm,
your receptor cells, your glands,
mm,
actually develop special receptors for adrenaline.
mm,
Even if you try to get up in the morning and think, I'm not going to think about my ex,
mm,
I'm going to think about the birds singing, I'm going to think about the things that I'm grateful for,
mm,
your adrenal glands have adjusted to wanting the adrenaline.
mm,
So
mm,
the adrenal gland will send a message to your brain, we need a negative thought.
mm,
So even if you try not to think about your ex, your feelings, your
mm,
body is telling your mind, we need you to think about your ex so that you're angry,
mm,
so that we get the hormones we need to stay in homeostasis. So
mm.
it's actually it's a difficult loop
It
to
is.
change. And a
Mm,
lot of us try to change and we sort of go up this far. It's like two steps,
mm,
forward and one step back. And what I wanted to do with the journal, the reason why it is so weighty, it is
mm,
I wanted to give something that would really be useful.
I think so. I
It's
think it is.
it's
Yeah.
90 days
Mm,
and it's a conditioning program.
mm,
You sort of can do just a few minutes in the morning, a few minutes in the middle of the day, a few
mm,
minutes in the evening, and you'll start to recondition your thoughts and your
mm,
feelings. And it will
mm,
be you who'll be deciding the thought
mm,
and the feeling that you want, not your environment, not your ex, not your crazy
mm,
boss, not the traffic.
mm.
Setting the intention of how you're going to think and how you're going to feel.
Yeah, and it's wonderful because you really break it down to, I mean, there's the thinking, feeling loop. So it's not just a journal, like there's a lot of
Yeah.
information in here as well. And it's very true that, when I'm talking to friends and introducing these ideas to them, I sort of say, well, you're addicted to misery. And they're like, no, I want to be happy. But exactly what you've just said, there is a neurobiological reaction in your body that is a chemical, like it's a
Yeah.
hit of a chemical that you become addicted to. And once you start to be quite strategic about changing your thoughts and the way you feel.
Yeah.
When that situation comes up, so, it might be something to do with your ex or something, that situation will come up and you go, I'm going to act differently now. And I've done this. I
Yeah.
have felt, I have tasted in my mouth. It's almost like a chemical
Yeah.
craving to to respond in the way I used to respond,
Yeah.
but you rewire. And what I love about this book is you've actually laid it out in spiritual, career, relationships, health, and physical. So you've taken different areas of someone's life and they get to kind of start to write down and be really strategic, financial, contribution, and legacy. I like that one. Lifestyle, other. They get to be really strategic about the changes they want to make.
Yeah.
And then it's your five major steps. You're breaking down the steps. It's week by week. And 3 months later, you do a review of your life.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you now, you follow this, at the end of 3 months, you're a completely different person.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I wanted. I didn't just want to write something that someone could just read.
Mm,
They have more knowledge.
mm,
Nothing has actually changed
mm,
for them. They
mm,
are, and I think that's disappointing. I think that's disappointing when you start a new journal or you start a new program and you say, oh, this is it. Now I'm really
mm,
going to change.
mm,
You make a big effort, but then you end up exactly how you were before, and it becomes frustrating. And I think a lot of people get to the point will say, well, that's it. Like, I've really tried to change my thoughts. I've really tried to say these affirmations, and,
mm,
it becomes, I think the description is a disappointing repetition of everything that you've done
mm, mm.
before. And I really wanted to have something that you could say at the end of 3 months, I've really kicked some goals. I have
Yeah.
changed some
Mm,
habits. And I've been saying but I should bring in my co-author, who's
mm.
Kelly, who did all the beautiful design
It's so
of
well designed.
yeah, to make it
Yeah.
really easy and
Yeah.
user friendly. She couldn't be with us. She actually had a attack of appendicitis and had to have her
Mm,
appendix removed.
mm.
So she's
She'll,
probably
she'll have to do some of this to
yeah,
feel good now
yeah,
afterwards.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, but she beautifully designed it so
Mm,
that it's something that it's easy to follow, it's not complicated, and I hope that like I know like I use this myself.
mm.
I look forward to using it in the
Yes.
morning, and I look forward to at the end of the day just being able to assess, did I actually live the way I wanted to? And then if you didn't, you don't beat yourself up. You just
No.
think about what could I do tomorrow
Mm,
that will improve on that. And that's the way that you improve each
mm,
time you look at what you've done. And that's how mastery happens. Like, never get despondent because you've gone backwards a little
mm,
bit. Because, that's how you learn to hit, say, the keys on a piano. You
mm,
have to make mistakes until your brain learns to hit the right key.
mm, mm,
So that's what I really wanted with this journal was for it to become a habit, a condition, a way of
mm,
thinking, so that you don't have to think about it. At the end
mm,
of 3 months, you'll be
mm.
feeling good naturally, just the same way you learnt to drive a car.
I think I mean, I told you that I was, working on a journal and I was thinking it should be something to do with Tilda, like, and Pearl. Well, you've written it. I don't need to now because seriously, if anyone is looking at, Tilda and the story of Tilda, she might as well have worked on this in this journal
Yeah,
because you have really condensed that work and given a roadmap for people to use each day. And, I, as someone who's been doing this work for years, I know that someone might be starting, right, and look at
yeah,
your journal and go, oh, there's a lot of stuff in there, you know, and it is at the beginning, it is, but in 3 months, all of this will be really familiar.
yeah,
And there will be such a shift that it becomes so ingrained in the way that you're thinking and feeling
yeah.
because there have been the rewiring of neurons, the observation of your emotional state and emotional addictions, and then the change to so many that you'll buy a new copy of it
Yeah, yeah. I
and
mean, you
you'll
can
do it
keep going
again.
on it.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. You can do it again. And I think the thing is, it's really interesting how many people we think are positive people. And
Mm,
sometimes we would probably describe ourselves as very positive people as well.
mm,
And when you actually analyze what you're thinking, how much negativity
yeah.
is there, and
Mm,
even people that feel that they're positive people, once they start to like step back and look at what they're actually thinking, they're
mm-hmm.
surprised at how bad they feel a lot of the time. And a lot of us have practiced just feeling bad. So the idea of the journal is to get us to practice feeling good.
Yes.
That becomes our norm rather than
Yes.
feeling bad.
And I think a lot of people go, "Why? You can't fake emotions." Well, you can.
Yeah.
And then it starts to kind of actually shift who you are and your perception. I can remember years ago, I was in my early 20s living in Tokyo, and I'd been introduced to the work of Shakti Gawain and Louise L. Hay and all of them. And I can remember discovering affirmations.
Yeah.
And it was winter, and I was in a big coat and a beanie, and I'm pounding the streets on my way home from work each night doing affirmations, and I deserve happiness and blah, blah, blah. But like, I was just like kind of saying them out loud, but I had no idea of what was actually happening in there. And I certainly wasn't feeling a heightened state of emotion, a
Yeah.
positive state of emotion to go along with that affirmation. So it's no wonder nothing changed for me back then.
Yeah.
It was only when I started, well, really started the work of Dr. Joe and discovered my internal voice
Yeah.
and how that internal voice was making me feel. And those feelings and the neurobiological effect on your body not only can make you very unhappy, but over the years can make you sick.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's true. In fact, feeling good, it's more than just, I mean, it's great to feel good, and that's what our
Yeah.
life should be about, but it actually changes our health and our
Mm,
genetic destiny.
mm,
If we feel good, that actually changes us hormonally, where
mm,
our immune system is better. So we will live longer. Optimists actually live, I think, 3 or 4 years on average longer than pessimists.
mm.
Certainly have a better time along the way.
Yeah.
So they'll earn more money.
Mm,
People who are optimistic earn more money. They
mm,
usually have better relationships. So how you think and how you feel, I mean, it is your life. So
mm,
why go through life feeling bad? But
mm,
unfortunately, most of us are not taught how to master our minds, how
mm,
to actually make ourselves feel good. And so that's what I wanted to do, just make something very simple because people are busy. I
mm,
want people to be disappointed. I want them to have something easy that's actually going to work
mm,
and be
mm,
nice to use as
mm.
well.
And I know personally, and not everyone feels this way, but I'm hoping some of the people who are watching, some of our queens feel this way. Um, I find that, personal development and exploration, it's an adventure.
Yeah.
So this feels like you know, a Lonely Planet guidebook or something for
Yeah, yeah. It should
for,
be fun.
the
We've
spheres, internal geography.
Yeah, look, we put fun things in there as well.
Yeah,
We've got some
yeah,
word searches and some
yes,
coloring in and things that you can just have and some funny words to say and things
yes,
to lighten up because we actually do think personal development can get a bit too serious.
yeah.
And we can feel awful if you're not perfect. You're not living up to your affirmations
Mm,
every day.
mm,
This journal is not about being perfect at all. We are never going to be perfect. It's actually
mm,
just about having a good time and feeling as
yes.
good as possible. And sometimes not feeling good is actually
Mm,
appropriate to the situation. So we're not encouraging people to plaster on a smile and
mm,
soldier through. This is really about changing your internal thought process and in turn changing your biology, by the way,
mm,
thinking
mm.
and feel.
I love it. And I'm just going to hold up. So, I mean, there's a lot. in here, in the pages in here. But then you've got, the pages where you're writing and you're working things
Yeah,
out. And then um uh I love that, you're getting a book and a journal really, because
yeah.
so many of these journals that you buy online now are just kind of blank pages. And
Yes,
you get to kind of the week one and you've got the different days and the different checklists, evening reflection, um, my goal action steps and when I'll do them, habit tracker. Like there's a lot there. And of course, you don't have to fill in everything. You fill in, but I love this. So my positive feeling to generate today is whatever.
yeah,
Three situations when I'm going to practice my desired feeling, and then how will I generate that feeling?
yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah,
that's great. And actually, when you start to, I mean, it feels a bit silly at first, but when you start to go, I'm a bit flat, so I'm going to generate,
yeah,
joy or enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is a good one for me. I always feel if I'm flat, enthusiasm for anything is such a high vibe, um,
yeah, yeah. And I think,
emotion.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think we don't always realize that we generate this.
Yes.
Our environment might stimulate an idea, but the
Mm.
response to it is totally generated from within us.
Yes.
And I think sometimes we're being taught that we only respond to the environment. If somebody is difficult, then we respond to that way. We never would think of getting up in the morning and creating our own feeling. But I
Mm.
actually learned to do this from my belly dance teacher. There
Mm.
was a time in my life where I had a lot of stress, had gone through a lot of difficult things, and I really felt like my heart had hardened. And
Mm.
when I was doing belly dance, our teacher said when you perform, you have your shoulders back and you've got to burst sunshine. It's got to,
Mm-hmm.
nobody wants to see a dancer like this on the stage. You want to see a
Mm.
dance energies coming out. So I would, to change how I felt when I got up in the morning, instead of crawling out of bed and thinking about all my problems, I would stand like a belly dancer and I would imagine the sunshine coming out of my heart. And I
Mm.
walked into the day completely differently
Yes.
because I was already myself generating a sense of generosity,
Mm.
open to life, and I'm
Mm.
producing my own happiness. I'm
Mm.
not allowing other people to take my happiness away from me.
Mm.
And so I guess we are like power generators. We actually generate these
Absolutely.
things ourselves.
Absolutely. And we can choose how I mean, I chose during the whole Tilda publicity thing um to generate as much enthusiasm as possible
Yeah,
because it was also stressful for me and
yeah,
because I get very anxious about public speaking and because there are these other sort of more negative emotions around it that I could have focused on, but
yeah,
that would have detracted from the experience and, the momentum of the experience and connecting with people. And I just really went from the heart of going, I want to connect with others and I will be enthusiastic
yeah,
about being offered this opportunity.
yeah,
And it made such a difference. And the
yeah,
interesting thing is, after months of all of these events and everything, I turned around and went, that's really interesting because I was absolutely crapping myself before about ever speaking in public. But because I've done it from a
yes.
place of enthusiasm so many times, I'm actually more comfortable. So I've rewired that as well.
Yeah, I mean, you're very natural and your enthusiasm definitely, every time you have to speak publicly, it really, that energy comes out. And I think that's the thing when we start to become intentional about
Yes,
our energy
intentional.
and what
Mm,
energy we're going to bring to the day.
mm,
So in the journal, we also have a weekly setup for how you're
yeah,
going to set yourself up for the week. And we have an exercise where you actually write out a visualization of something that you're going to do during the
mm,
week. So it might be, say, if you're going to do some public speaking,
mm,
you're going to actually set yourself up mentally for what that's going to feel like for
mm,
you. So you're going to consciously and intentionally
mm.
not just show up and whatever feeling hits you at the
And feel
time, go
terror.
with it. You're
No.
actually going to
Yeah.
intentionally imagine a positive feeling that you're going to feel,
Yeah.
and you'll walk yourself through it.
Mm.
You've done that mental rehearsal. It's like your body starts to follow along.
Yes.
Yeah, so Joe Dispenza gives that great example when he says, your body is following your mind. So
Yeah.
when you wake up in the morning, you think, I need to go to the toilet. You
Mm.
actually get a little picture in your mind of you
Mm.
going to the toilet, and then
Mm.
your body goes. And
Mm.
then it's like, I'll go to the kitchen and make a cup of coffee.
Mm.
Your mind shows a little picture first of you going to the kitchen and making a
Mm-hmm.
coffee. If everyone listening, if you think about it, do that tomorrow morning when you get up. Just, pay attention to your mind. It's actually setting you little pictures.
Mm.
Take the dog for a walk, you picture the lead,
Mm.
and so
Mm.
on. So if you can consciously
Mm.
start to have a system where your mind will send instructions to your body, like,
Mm.
I'm going to enjoy this public speaking, and I see
Mm.
myself enjoying it, your body will follow. It will be much
Mm.
more cooperative.
Absolutely. And I think the morning one is a great example, and it's why, this has the morning in it as well. And it's such a great way to, sit with your morning coffee and actually
Yeah,
start the day setting intentions and things. Because I know, and I know you are as well with the work that we do. As I'm waking, even before I wake, my brain is now trained to, I'm so grateful for my pillow.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
so grateful for the day. I'm so grateful for this. And by the time you get up, you're in a completely different mood to, oh, my knees hurt and I hate my boss, So
exactly.
it's a different mindset.
Yeah,
I love this. I love that right from the very beginning pages, uh, that it says here that both you and Kelly have nominated your rescue of
yeah,
choice. So $2 from every sale. So $1 goes one to Jade's Dog Rescue, one to Illawarra Cat Shelter, which I think is just so feel good straight from the start.
yeah.
But and I know we weren't going to do this, so I'm just going to throw this in, because I think it's a really great introduction to our Soul Queens. But I think let's come back to this in, like,
Okay.
say 3, 4, 5 months. We will come back and do another one, so anyone who's interested in getting the journal and doing that over a 3-month period, we'll return to it and have another conversation, and we'll do some posts before. We might even do a live,
Yeah, yeah, that's good.
you
We can
know.
all talk
Yeah,
about it
get
and
everyone
everyone can
talking
share.
about it, because uh, this is my passion. I love that there are real ways for people to change their their thoughts and their
Yeah,
thought patterns, and be more content in
yeah,
life.
yeah.
And I think this is a truly, I'm so proud of you. I think it's
Thank
such a
you.
wonderful journey. I know, journal. I know you've put so much work into this. It's been a long time
Thank you.
coming. But the result is amazing. Go out and buy it now. Feel good now. And I really believe if you commit to 3 months of doing this, I really believe you will feel good.
Yes, that's exactly the aim. And it's been tested out. So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
definitely, yeah, that's my wish for everyone,
Mm,
that they will really feel good. Because the more of us that feel good, the
yes.
better this world is going to be. The whole
It's
energy
the
of the
ripple
world
effect. I
changes.
love it. I
Yeah,
love it. This is why I
exactly.
love the community of people who are into this, and
Yeah,
who are trying their best to be the best version of themselves. And this really helps, Belinda. I'm going to I'm doing it, so I've started, and I'm going to do it for the next 3 months. And I'm also getting copies for some girlfriends, because I think it's just a really great
fantastic.
thing to do and discuss together. But congratulations. The
Thank
Feel Good
you.
Now journal is, we'll put links
Okay,
below. Everyone can click on those links. It's on Amazon, there's a website, and we will return and continue this conversation
that
in.
would be wonderful. Yeah, fantastic. Take care, everyone.
Bye. Bye for now.